And this west peak here was where the radar station is, was the tallest point on Mount Tamalpais until 1951 when they built the radar station. And they lowered it about 30 or 40 feet, and now the east peak is the highest point of the mountain. So we're going to circumambulate the high point of Mount Tamalpais, but it's the ghost high point. But I thought we'd start by going up to the Serpentine Power Point and talk about, you know, this TAM project that I've been involved in for a while. The lupins are incredible this year, aren't they? Aren't they amazing? Look at this California landscape here. We're so lucky. This book that just came out in the last month, Tamalpais Walking, with my friend the poet Gary Snyder, is full of woodblock prints that go back to, I think the earliest one is about when I was 15, maybe 1969-70, and all the way up right through 2008 is, I think, the most recent print in the book. So it's kind of a poetic walking experience. Here's the East Peak, so it's a good place to think about Mount Tam. Through the sharp gap of the gorge below, from my mountain's feet the gaze may go, over a stretch of fields broad-sunned, then glance beyond, across the beautiful bay, to that dim ridge a score of miles away, lifting its clear-cut outline high, azure with the distance on the azure sky, whose flocks of white clouds brooding on its crest have winged. Tamalpais, the name of the mountain. It's two Miwok words. Tamil means bay or west or water, and Pais means a high place, a hill, a mountain that's high. This idea that the mountain is a sleeping Indian maiden was not a Miwok legend, but it was attributed to them in the 19th century by some of the various European immigrant settlers of this area that were looking for sort of a beautiful folk tale to give to this mountain, because they loved this mountain and they wanted a story to go with it. This year turned out to be a great year for wildflowers. There was a late rain and it hasn't been very hot. There are these beautiful scarlet larkspurs, which are quite unusual. The calypso orchids.
And then, so to do this, you put it right up to your eye and then you move yourself closer to or further away from what you're looking at in order to get it in focus.
She was looking at the sex parts of flowers.
Wow. It's so
intricate.
Yes.
It's like its own little world.
It's incredible. And so what happens? How does that work?
There's a lot of Douglas iris coming in various shades, purple out in the meadows to very, very pale, almost white ones in the dense woodlands. Gentle goddess, who never asks for anything at all and gives us everything we have. Thank you for this sweet water and your fragrance. And the north side is a lot wetter and wilder. It's not so chaparral-y. North side of the mountain is really, you know, now we're looking at Northern California. That's where it starts, right there. On up into the Cascades, the land of the Douglas fir. You see these wooded ridges going off into the distance. This is the last place. There is nowhere else to go. This is why, once again, we celebrate the headland's huge cairn-studded fall into the sea. This is the last place, there is nowhere else to go, for we have walked the jeweled beaches at the feet of the final cliffs of all man's wanderings. This is the last place, there is nowhere else to go.